Delighted to be joined by Sonny Taylor with us today. First, mate, before we get into it, I've had a bit of a bollocking at work for my Conor interview yesterday, saying that I say obviously too much. So every time I say it, Sonny, you've got to stop me in my tracks. Every time I say the word.
It's terrible. We'll get halfway through it and it'll gone off my head.
Mate, I know. I said it. We've just been through it in office, and I said it like 22 times in like 2 minutes. I just don't know why I say it. It's just, I don't know. It's just such a bad habit. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just, so I'm going to try my best to not say it. I know. So, firstly, mate, I just want to quickly ask about camp. It's been a long one, hasn't it? You've been in camp for ages. So, do you want to quickly talk about how camp's been leading up to this fight?
Yeah, it's been really good. So, obviously, I changed trainer last time with Tommy. And then that fight fell through last minute. So that was like a camp in the bag, even though I never got the fight at the end of it. And then we got started pretty early for this one. And we sort of like picked up where we left off last time, hit the ground running. And like practicing was like putting things into practice that we was practicing last time. And we've had some real good sparring this time as well, like Rocky Fielding, Jack Massey, them sort of guys. So we've been flying really. No injuries, touch wood. And it's all been sound.
Brilliant. I know there's obviously benefits of being out for so long. You've had a chance to spend more time with Tommy.
Yeah.
You've just come together. So do you want to quickly explain the benefits of being out so long, but obviously having the chance to more time with Tommy?
Yeah, boxing has it gives you its wear and tear. You're taking knocks to the head, and you get sort of like worn shoulders and stuff like that. And so sometimes rushing a camp through, you can wear yourself too thin or spread yourself too thin even. So like having a bit of time out, not sort of out of the gym. I've been in the gym, but like we haven't necessarily been preparing for a fight all the time. So it's giving me a bit of time to practice the things we need to work on instead of just getting fit and getting ready for a fight. We've been able to sort of like take our time and really learn things instead of just rushing through everything. And obviously with a new trainer, it's good to get to know him. I'm trusting him. So you need to know what he's like before I'm sort of putting my life in his hands, if you'd like.
Definitely. Do you want to talk about the sparring you've had? I know you mentioned like Jack Massey and stuff like that. Do you want to mention how it's maybe helped you develop as a fighter with the sparring you've had?
I didn't have a real lot of fights as an amateur, so I've always sort of over-sparred, if you like. I've sparred with some, like numerous world champions, British champions, European champions, and I'm picking little things up from each one of them spars. That's where I've done all my learning because, like I said, I didn't have a million fights as an amateur. I only had like 20 odd, so I was sort of lacking in a bit of experience without having the fights. So I've been playing catch up, and the perfect place to do it was sparring when there's no pressure, there's no crowds there, just world class opposition, and I've got like the great opportunity to learn from them, and it's got me as good as I am now. To be fair, everything I do now is down to the training I've had and the sparring partners that I've been in with.
I'm just going to go back on the past year. I know it's been frustrating for yourself, postponements and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How's it affected you mentally? Because it must have been tough not having the chance to come out and fight over the past year. Do you want to talk how it's affected you mentally?
Oh, there was a couple of times I was ready to jack it, I think. I thought, what am I doing this for? It's the big build-up and you're putting all your time and effort into it. And money, to be fair, it costs a fortune. The camps cost a fortune. I ain't got like loads of massive sponsors. I've still got to work and what have you. It's just costing me money, costing me time. And, it takes its toll on the body. And then it's like the rug's pulled from under you just at the last minute. You think, bloody hell, is this worth it? But then, like, I had a week off and I thought, I'm missing it already. I need to get back in the gym. And I'm watching the fights on TV and stuff. And I'm thinking, I'm nearly there. There's kids I'm watching on TV that I know I'm better than. I feel like I'm just almost there. So it gets the bit between your teeth again. And then you got to get back in the gym and get going again. But yeah, honestly, mate, I was real down in the dumps, and I thought, bloody hell, I don't know if I can keep doing this. But it's not long before my mind's changed back again.
I bet, mate. Fingers crossed. Next week goes ahead as planned. I'm going to quickly talk about the backing that you've got from Hull as well. I know that you've got plenty of fans that come and support yourself. What does that mean to yourself?
Listen, it's massive to me because they're all like lads and like young families and stuff that I've grown up around, and I'm off in a state, and it's like Hull's almost like one big estate, really. You know, we're all from similar backgrounds, and I feel like they can sort of gravitate towards me because I'm someone like them that's doing something a bit different. And I need the support because, you know, the ticket sales pay the wages, and the sponsors and stuff I have, the people I know, so the friends that are supporting me, do you know what I mean? And it's a huge help, and the fights don't happen without the backing of the people.
Definitely. I'm going to talk about Conor Cargill. I know that you've been in camp together.
God, I'm sick about him.
What is it like to have him alongside you, training alongside you? Do you push each other to the limit? Is it kind of good to have someone there that you can have a bit of friendly competition with?
Oh, man, yeah, it's class. I love the kid. He makes every day is like funny. Do you know what I mean? It's just he's a bombed out individual, and it is competitive. Do you know what I mean? If he does something, I'm watching him. I'm thinking, well, I want to do it like that, or like on the rowing machine and stuff. If I'm getting like good scores, I can see him looking at my screen and what have you. It's like it is what it is, and we're pushing each other through it. Me and him have got very, very different boxing styles. You know, I like to fight inside and what have you, and he's real nice on his feet and moves about. So he's got a lot of advice for me, and I'd like to think I've got some advice for him. So we're always learning off each other as well. So honestly, it's been a godsend having him in the gym, because the sessions where you think, I can't really be asked, he picks you up. Do you know what I mean?
Bit of a character.
Yeah, his class is brilliant.
Going on to, I know that we've been on about you not being in the ring for so long. That does maybe come with a bit of ring rust. How do you feel you'll deal with that on the day? Obviously, having not been in the ring for so long, there is going to be a bit of ring rust there.
Well, the opponent that we're looking at, I think, is going to come at me like a bull out of the gate. So I think that'll sort of knock the ring rust off straight away. If he's coming out swinging, I'll have to soon get warmed into it. I ain't too worried. I've had a lot of good sparring. It is a year since I've last fought, but when I was an amateur and I turned pro, you know, that was like a year and a half, and I had a belter of a debut. So it's just like having my debut again.
Opponent being announced then already and everything, yeah?
Well, there's a choice of two. There's a big heavyweight, lads, and there's a cruiserweight, which they've literally just sent me about 10 minutes ago. So I've got a bit of footage to watch of him. But I think we're going to go for the cruiserweight. And it's not a bad opponent. I think it's like won three KOs and lost one or something like that. So, you know, I want that fight.
Brilliant. After this fight, like you said a bit ago, like you know you're not far from the TV fights and stuff like that. How quickly do you want to be moved, God willing, you win this fight?
I ain't getting any younger. I'm 27, so like the next sort of 5 years are my best years, really. Maybe a little bit longer, because the bigger lads seem to mature slower. But I need to be there or thereabouts in the next sort of cheers, thank you. In the next sort of something like that. In the next sort of year, really, I need to be on the big fights. I want to be on TV, because that's how you earn the money, innit? You know, you get these big backers and whatever from these TV fights. And my sort of style of fighting, I think once people see me on the screens, they'll always be tuning in. But yeah, about a year, I think I'm there or thereabouts.
I know that your stablemate Conor's fighting for a title. Is that something that you want to be doing in the next couple of fights?
Yeah, I think 2 fights. I think early next year I'm ready for a title. This one's a 4-rounder, because it's hard to get the opponents for anything more at the moment. So I'm going to have this 4-rounder and then step up the next fight, and then I'm there. I'm ready for a title.
Yeah. Would you say it's frustrating at the minute, because the heavier guys, it's a lot difficult to find an opponent, someone that's obviously where you're at in your career, to find someone that's willing to come in and fight yourself. Would you say that's frustrating at the minute?
Yeah, because you know there seems to be less people fighting at the bigger weights, so like everyone's sharing opponents. There's a lot of shows as well now. There's all these different all these different promotion companies and what have you, putting all these shows on every weekend. So the opponents have got the pick of the bunch, really. And I'm not going to say like they take the easier fights, but they're going to take the fights which make more monetary sense to them. And they're not going to be wanting fighting Sonny Taylor from Hull, who's not on TV, when they can be fighting the bigger name on TV for more money. So there's that sort of side of it. And the licensing fees and stuff like that, all the money's gone up, and people just aren't getting the licenses anymore. They're going on these white collar shows and stuff like that, and earning more money doing that than they are professional boxing. But it leaves us like prospects in the lurch, really, because we're all fighting for opponents. There's pull-out. I see it on Facebook. There's pull-outs every other week, and it's really hard times. But tough times don't last, do they?
No, definitely. Just to finish on, Sonny, I want to quickly talk about sponsorship. I know that you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago. You've got a loyal group of sponsors at the minute that I was backing yourself. Want to quickly talk about how that enables you to obviously live your dream of becoming a boxer?
Yeah, definitely. So with the sponsors, it helps pay for my licensing fees, my medicals, nutrition. I still work, but I'm able to go part-time now because the sponsors help out with that, which means I get 2 good boxing sessions in the day. My S&C costs a fortune, physio costs a fortune, all these things, and this is before you've even got in the ring. I'd hate to say how much money I've spent over the years. Even shorts, the shorts are fighting, they cost an absolute bomb, and I don't have that money to be paying out. But luckily, because of the support of my sponsors, I'm lucky enough to wear really nice shorts for my fights, and I pay for my S&C and what have you through that. But honestly, without them, the train wouldn't even start rolling. Never mind, get to the stage where I'm at now.
Brilliant. Just quickly on the cruiserweight that you mentioned, have you had a chance to look at the clips yet of him, or is that something that you're going to be doing straight after?
I was just halfway through a video, and then we got onto this interview, so I need to have a bit of a better skeg at him, really. It looks like a strong fella coming forward, and I like that because I like it when they bring a fight to me.
Is that what style you've noticed so far? He likes to come forward and stick it on you?
It looks that way, and I like to think I'm a similar sort of style as well. I like to have a tear up, so it'll be a decent fight to see.
So them styles colliding, it could bring a good fight come next Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. If I end up with him, hopefully I put his lights out in a row now. Sorry, that's sticking about for too long.
So I'm going to quickly ask you the same question I asked Conor. Shall we expect a stoppage come next Saturday?
I'd say so, yeah. So my fights, I've had like a stoppage, not a stoppage, a stoppage, not a stoppage. So this one, like if it keeps going that way, it won't be a stoppage. But I want to change the tide. You know what I mean? I want to get a stoppage for this one.
Brilliant. Appreciate your time, bud. Always enjoy speaking to yourself. I'll definitely catch up with you soon.
Likewise.
One day next week, I'm going to see Conor. But
needs to come through to Sonny again.
You are?
Needs to come through to Sonny Hull again.
Oh no, yeah, I loved it when I was there. Like, I was here for like 12 hours, and I was surprised you weren't bored of me after that. Yeah. It were all day, wasn't it?
Yeah, big job.
But no, enjoyed speaking to yourself, mate. Appreciate your time. I know you're busy, and I'll catch up with you soon.
No worries, mate. Thank you. I'll catch you in a bit.
Top man.